Howdy, it's Cloud Girl back to the channel. So if you ain't checked out my past video, make sure you check out my past videos, man. Subscribe, like, if you enjoy your stay in Cloud Girl today. Today, we got a video from Everything Always. It's finally happening. We're hearing some good news about the Midnight Suns.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka All Fires. Now, if you followed my channel or channels like mine over the last 3 years, you'll know there probably wasn't a bigger display of the failures behind the scenes at Marvel Studios than what went on with Mahershala Ali and the Blade franchise. Director after director, writer after writer, they could not get out.
So Mahershala Ali is still gonna be playing Blade. That's a good thing to hear, bro. I'm just wondering what they gonna do with a Blade movie, bro? Because they know everybody wants Blade. I'm sorry I'm being low, because mom's asleep. I ain't trying to get my ass beat. But what they gonna do with Blade, bro? I'm getting tired of this shit, bro. And I'm pretty sure Mahershala Ali is too. I used to call him Muhammad Ali. I ain't gonna lie.
Out of their own way when it came to that film, and ultimately we ended up learning on the back of Sinner's release that a lot of the costuming that made it into that film was purchased by Ryan Coogler and his team directly from Marvel Studios, not only signaling that they were done at least with that iteration of a 1920s version of what was going on with Blade, and probably thank God, but also signaling that they were probably done with that franchise completely. And since then, we've had at least 2 industry insiders weigh in and seemingly confirm Blade is no longer in development and canceled at Marvel Studios. But there is
no buts. Why are they bro? So what's the point of them why not bring Wesley Snipes back? I'm not trying to throw no shade at Mahershala Ali, but if y'all not even gonna give him a movie, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? How y'all gonna debut a new Blade in a movie that's not primarily about Blade? And maybe, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna keep my mind open, you know what I'm saying? Maybe this movie, Midnight Suns, the point of view is gonna be from Blade's point of view, so it might be mainly his story, but the Midnight Suns is a part of it, you know what I'm saying? And that makes it a Midnight Suns movie or TV show, whatever they're gonna do with it. But I do think he really do deserve a solo Blade movie, bro. I think we deserve one. But I'm guessing they can't figure out a good script, because I feel like if they did, they would have been put out a Blade movie by now.
Consolation.
Knowing everybody
alongside that news also came the news, and from Daniel RPK, that they may be doing a Midnight Suns movie instead. We had not heard anything officially about it until real recently, where it was
the main character
from one of the actors and characters that would be a part of that team quietly last week, swept up in all the Spider-Man and Avengers Doomsday news. We're going to break it down, exactly what was said in the seeming confirmation that Midnight Suns is in early development, and why we haven't heard about that film just yet. The reason given actually makes a lot of sense. We're breaking it all down. Midnight Suns in Phase 7.
When we hit the pothole, I worried we'd be stranded.
Quick reminder though, Marvel Studios has not officially confirmed that Blade is canceled for good. It's just every other source in...
So it's not official. Okay, hold on, let me...
Marvel Studios has not officially confirmed that Blade...
Marvel Studios hasn't officially confirmed this. So, Marvel, we need to hear something from y'all. We need to hear something from one of y'all employees or something, bro. We need to know something right now, bro. Are y'all doing the Blade movie, bro? Is the Blade movie still coming? Because now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, maybe they don't want to say too much about a Blade movie because the Avengers Doomsday movie is coming out and the Spider-Man Brand New Day movie is coming out. So maybe they just trying to let those 2 movies have as much shine as possible. You know what I'm saying? Which is understandable, because then after that they can give as much shine as they want to all the other movies. But if they start trying to like throw in other movies and stuff like, oh, we finna do this movie too, and we finna do this movie, then people is going to kind of take a little bit of attention off of Avenger Doomsday and Spider-Man. A little bit. Maybe not a lot, but maybe they just don't want to take that risk, you know? Maybe they don't want to take that risk. Let me know, Marvel, am I right?
It is canceled for good. It's just every other source in the industry that has. But you know what news wasn't included? That Mahershala Ali was walking away from the role of Blade. Keep in mind, he's been in the live-action MCU, at least for a voiceover, in the post-credit scene of The Eternals, and with another character we may never see again in The Black Knight, played by Kit Harington. However, Moon Knight himself, Oscar Isaac, actually weighed in on this, and in his recent interview on a podcast, confirmed that Midnight Suns is at least in the earliest phases of pre-development, and there have been discussions.
Are they gonna do another a Moon Knight series, bro? Because I ain't gonna lie, bro, I low-key like that. I ain't seen it in a minute, but it's been a few months since I've seen it. But I watched season 1, bro. Fire. You know what I'm saying? I love the fighting and everything in it, bro. They need to make another season. They do. And they need to bring Oscar back, bro. Why I say it like that? They need to bring Oscar back. They do.
But as he said about that film and returning as Moon Knight as opposed to a season 2, that the tone had to be what he called real. And he was sort of saying this in juxtaposition with some of the silliness and the things that came into play with the first season of Moon Knight. And in a shocking display of what I think is a very seldom thing now, where actors actually show their knowledge of the comic characters and stories that they're playing, he acknowledged that the tone needed to be real in the Midnight Suns because it was a serious story, and basically that if Moon Knight were to return for a Midnight Suns team-up, that the tone of that movie would be different than the tone that we saw in the Moon Knight TV show. Again, bravo.
Bro, I think the tone in the Midnight Suns movie will be different than all things that they've put out, really. You know what I'm saying? This will be Marvel's, because I guess you could say, because I haven't seen the show, but there's a show called Werewolf or Werewolf by Night or something like that. I believe that's a Marvel show. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong or not, because I'm about to speak on it. I believe that's scary, you know what I'm saying? Like, in a sense, it's in the scary genre, kind of. But if it's not, Midnight Suns, bro, I'm thinking it's gonna be one of Marvel's scary genre, you know, TV shows or movies, you know what I'm saying? And I really think they could really hit hard on the Midnight Suns movie, bro, because I believe every character in the Midnight Suns pretty much kill, right? Because Moon Knight, he kills. Blade, he kills. And you gotta think the people they fighting, though, you know, they really deserve it. You know what I'm saying? So I really think they should go ahead with this movie, bro. But I just want them to put out a Blade movie too, bro. I don't want them to like make the Midnight Suns movie Blade's debut, the new Blade debut. I feel like that's kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It's a little fucked. At least give him a TV show of 1 season. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all did for Moon Knight. I feel like it's a little messed up if y'all don't give him a little love, bro. And I'm a little biased because I love Blade. But y'all can't lie, bro. I am a little right.
Oscar Isaac, that is exactly right. And to be fair, while they were also throwing around jokes about Ryan Gosling playing Ghost Rider and him riding on the back of Ryan Gosling's bike, there was some joking going on. He at least knows that if they're going to do a Midnight Suns movie, it needs to be a dark, gritty, supernatural movie in the tone of what really should have kicked off that universe in Werewolf by Night. And so, while this is super exciting...
I do not watch these videos before I watch these, bro. I just, you know what I'm saying? I don't watch all Marvel stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm into a lot of entertainment. I'm into anime, other movies, live action stuff. I'll be trying to watch it all, bro. I love this stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I really be on Marvel, bro. I know what they be putting out, you know what I'm saying? I'll be hearing about it a little bit. Like I said, bro, I think that werewolf movie or the werewolf show is like supposedly supposed to be scary, like one of Marvel's scary ventures, you know what I'm saying? One of their first ones, I feel like, that they really focused on putting a lot of scary stuff in, you know? And I feel like Midnight Suns should be that. Like, it should be a lot scarier than that. It should be a lot scarier than the Blade solo movie. It has to be one of the scariest, the most grimy, you know what I'm saying, Daredevil type level. It has to be on all that, bro, especially with all these characters in there.
To hear that at least discussions have been had and that they're working towards a way to make this film, the questions really shouldn't be asked, because they were setting this up during the Multiverse saga, and multiple industry insiders have said that the next saga won't just be about mutants, but it'll also delve into the cosmic and the supernatural. And really, this all starts with Werewolf by Night and that sort of tone, and that would really begin the makeup for the Midnight Suns. Where when I interviewed Elsa Bloodstone, Lauren Connolly back in the day, right around the time of Werewolf by Night,
bro, I ain't gonna lie, the reason why I didn't watch it, bro, because when it comes, like, you know how people got the vampire werewolf. I'm a werewolf guy, you know what I'm saying? I mess with vampires, but I'm a werewolf guy, and I love werewolf movies and TV shows, bro. So the reason why I didn't watch it is because I didn't want to have a reason, I guess you could say another reason to dislike something from Marvel, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want them to mess up the whole werewolf thing for me, bro. When it comes to werewolves, bro, I critique, you know what I'm saying? I guess you could say I'm a werewolf. No, I can't say that because the Carne Asado people, they the ones who eat right. I ain't gonna say that, bro. That's kind of crazy. But I really love werewolf stuff, bro, and I really will critique really harsh. You know, I'll be really harsh on my critiques, bro. You know, so I just didn't want to watch it. You know, I didn't want to watch it. I feel like the werewolf in Marvel probably ain't exactly what I would want it to be. You know what I'm saying? I think the best depiction of a werewolf, bro, like of a human werewolf, you know, is Teen Wolf, bro. I'm talking about the TV show, not the movie. I think that's the best depiction of a werewolf, a human breed werewolf, you know? I think that's the best depiction, bro. And if it's not like that, then it kind of throws me off.
Admitted that's the team up she would like to see.
That's the best.
Assume her.
Especially because all the versions of werewolves.
Smart founders know something most.
Werewolf by Night, Man-Thing, then Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, Blade, and possibly a couple of other characters all coming together in a supernatural setting. I've also said this is where I would love to see Punisher end up, only because most likely it should be rated R and gory. That's a great outing.
I'm almost done with watching Naruto. I've watched Naruto already. I just rewatching. I'm watching Shippuden again. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost done with that song. I'm looking for something else. I'm gonna watch Jujutsu Kaisen, bro. I gotta start in the second season because the homie's been talking about it. And I've been feeling left out. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta hop on to some more of these Marvel shows too. I gotta get
character, but very seldom do you get to see Punisher in a supernatural setting the way he has been sometimes in the comics. And in my humble opinion, that's sometimes when Frank Castle's at his best. Now, here's the real question. Is making a Midnight Suns with Mahershala Ali's Blade a consolation for not getting a Blade movie? And really all that matters to is Mahershala Ali himself. Let's face it, on the TV side, the film side, there were some films that were overhyped and underdelivered, and others that could have been outstanding movies but were definitely watered down some or completely massacred by the movie by committee that happened in editing or happened while they were shooting the film itself with 20-some odd rewrites, The Multiverse of Madness. And as I've said in the past, it's a miracle how good that film is in spite of that, just a testament to Michael Waldron's writing. I think at the end of the day, and this will eventually come out because the story hasn't played itself out yet. Mahershala Ali hasn't left the role, so he can't talk about it in the rearview mirror. At the end of the day, it will be revealed that Mahershala Ali was probably the one who did not allow Marvel Studios to go forward with a substandard script or a substandard film. He's probably the one
See, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I praise him for that, you know what I'm saying? And I guess you could say I praise Marvel too, bro, because they could have still put the shit out and not cared. I'm not gonna lie, they could have been like, we'll find somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they couldn't, but I'm just thinking they like, bro, we can find somebody else. You know? But I'm glad they didn't just put out a Blade movie with a bad script, you know? So I guess they get some brownie points for that. But we still need some solo with Blade, with Mahershala Ali's Blade, bro. Because he ain't played Blade yet. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like he deserves that spotlight, you know?
Patiently waiting for them to deliver their promise from 2019 that he would play Blade, who said that scripts that were coming his way weren't good enough and he wanted to hold out for something better. And again, while the Midnight Suns might not have been the Blade movie he thought he was going to get to star in, it's better that they didn't make a terrible Blade movie that undoubtedly would have been held up against the Wesley Snipes Blade movies, which at least for the first two films...
Exactly, bro. That's another reason why I think he deserves a solo movie or TV show, bro. Because as far as we know, Wesley Snipes' Blade, bro. He has solo movies and all that cameo. You know, Mahershala Ali, he needs some rep, bro. You know what I'm saying? He needs some rep. He needs some reps. He needs some reps, bro.
And that trilogy absolutely holds up. They're classics. They're just as gory and fun as they were the first time. And you go out and put a movie that doesn't hold up to those movies out, and it would have been absolutely panned. It would have been
I don't know, bro. How y'all feel about them not solo, but debuting Mahershala Ali's Blade and Midnight Suns, bro? Do y'all think that's a good idea do y'all think that's a good idea? Or do y'all think it's better for them to give him a solo movie or TV show? You know what I'm saying? And whichever one y'all choose, let me know in the comments and tell me why.